Hello, Dibfits and Diblings. It is me, Dibs Fitness. I saw an amazing piece in the local newspaper last week, and as soon as I read it, I thought this is something that I live by, and I'm starting to live by it. I'm starting to sort of have it as my new philosophy, and it really relates to health and fitness so much. And it speaks to all of the questions that I get from people all the time. My most frequently asked questions relate to this topic. So I'm going to read you the piece. It's not too long, and then I will explain to you how it relates to the wellness industry and social media and marketing and all that jazz. So buckle up. Some things get better if you don't try to maximize them. If you always charge your electronic devices to 100%, whether that's your phone, your laptop, or your car, you're probably wearing out the battery faster than you realize. Lithium-ion batteries degrade faster at 100%, especially in the heat, than they do at 80%. If you want your battery to last longer, use your device's settings to limit charging to 80% or not charge it all the way if you use it mostly plugged in. The odd time you know you'll need the extra capacity, you can charge it to 100% and use it then, but don't try and keep it there. The same logic applies to your calendar. A full schedule might sound optimal, but it's brittle. If anything runs long, then it breaks. There's no way to make up any time or fit in emergencies or maintenance. You'll be better off if you target 80%. Don't spend every last dollar down to zero. On paper, unspent money looks wasted because you could pay off debt or buy something that you want. That wasted cash is actually a shock absorber. It's self-insurance against surprise annoyances. By deliberately living off of less, you can create some liquidity in an emergency fund so that your financial sailboat, or dinghy, can float over the rocks instead of running aground on them. Do you want to drive on a highway that's 100% full? Of course not. That's a traffic jam. Roads need a little slack in the system so vehicles can move. Leave some value in the system for the system. If you harvest all the bees' honey, they won't survive the winter. If you eat all the grain, there's nothing left to plant next spring. Don't run your life at the red line. It's a long road. Don't try to sprint the whole thing. Unmaxxing gives you room to adjust, time to catch up, and a more relaxed, resilient system that can handle the bumps life will inevitably throw at you. By Aaron Holmes. And this is exactly what I've been speaking about. I've made a couple of videos about it before, how people get paralyzed. When I say people, I mean me, yes, with trying to make things perfect, trying to do it the right way, researching and gathering as much information as possible, and maybe even throwing the towel when you don't think you have the perfect answer to start your fitness journey or to start cooking or to start lifting weights or to start a new sport or to start a new hobby. We just want it to be perfect and we want to maximize how we're doing it. But as I've said before, we're not all Olympic level athletes. Some of the little tweaks or difference in opinion of how to eat, when to eat, the timing of food, and the perfect macronutrient ratio, these things will make, milliseconds of difference to an athlete's performance when they're training for a massive event or a competition. But for the general population, for Joe Blow down the road, it doesn't matter. You just got to get your butt to the gym and eat some vegetables and some fiber. And so I'm starting to walk the talk. And tonight I made some salmon burgers and I got some zucchini from my friend from their garden. And I just threw that in the air fryer and I made, only for the second time in my life, a homemade tartar sauce. And it was freaking delicious. The other time I made it, not so much. And I tried to do like a salmon burger situation, and I was throwing so much flavor on it, and the flavor wasn't there. It just tasted sort of a bit like nothing, and it wasn't working out. So I'm glad I nailed it this time. But, nothing's gonna be perfect. I am a recovering perfectionist. I am a gifted child, recovering perfectionist, imperfect person, and it's really difficult but it's sort of freeing when you just do the thing and you save so much time. But I know that I waste so much time doing research on things that are second nature to some people. And on the other hand, I do have my skills and my talents that some people think, wow, how did you do that? Great at making phone calls for appointments or scary things. I can pick up the phone and call people now. Love it. Very easy. I can book my car in for its oil changes. And those things are frightening to some other people. We've all got our strengths, but you need to work on the things that are holding you back. And that's what I want to help hold your hand through. I have a lot of clients as a personal trainer who I sort of coach through many things in their lives. I don't just coach them through their fitness and give them nutrition tips. I'm not a dietitian, so I don't give out full meal plans and things like that. I'm not qualified to do that, but I will give them the information that I know to be true and correct. And I sometimes even coach my clients on finances, just like the piece that I read to you said. Some people, as soon as they get a paycheck, they're like, "Woo, I'm gonna spend that whole thing, or I'm just gonna put it towards this one thing," and they don't really know how to separate their money and help the money work for them instead of just sort of putting it in the wrong place or blowing it on something that's going to give them a high, a bit of a dopamine hit or a de-stress. Like, some people spend their money as soon as they feel the smallest amount of stress. Some people eat when they feel stressed. And yeah, I find myself talking to people about a lot of things. So I want to start talking to you about all of the things and the problems that my clients are asking me for help on. And I hope that you find it interesting. I also find it helpful when I talk things out to friends or a therapist. Duh. That's what humans are made to do. It really is helpful to have community and to speak to people. And in this strange era and age that we're in, where everyone is just speaking to AI and using AI as a therapist and using AI as this, all knowing, all powerful God, I think it's really important that we start to speak to each other. I know I'm speaking to a screen right now, but I know a lot of people watch my videos, even when I force them to. Even if the YouTube count says 3 on the view number, I have got out my phone and put it in landscape and showed it to people and made them sit through the video that I make. So I know people are watching it, and I share my ideas with people that way. And I think that it's a great way to connect. And as a introvert extrovert, I feel like I'm a mixed one of those. I can be very, very extroverted, but I find myself really loving solitude sometimes. I think I'm more extroverted, but as that kind of person, I think that's why been, I haven't found my clicking moment with YouTube and social media videos because I tend to do better in person with real people in front of me. But I read a few tips, or I watched a few YouTubers talking about tips to how to speak to your audience as if they are a friend and you're just giving advice to a friend. So I'm trying to practice that now. And I am trying to maintain my eye contact because that's sort of important, I guess. But as a neurodivergent person, I don't know. I don't really look at a lot of people when I talk to them. I've had to train myself to. The people that I don't know well, I will make the effort to look into their eyes. But people who I'm comfortable with or people who are also neurodivergent, I know I don't have to look at them because I find it easier to go through my thoughts when I'm not looking into someone's eyes. It's very distracting. Um, anyway, back to unmaxing your life. So the main questions that I get from clients are, you know, should I eat before or after my exercise routine? How many hours before I exercise should I eat? How many hours after I exercise should I have my protein or my carbs? How many hours before bed should I eat? How many? It's just very, they're helpful things to know, but they are things that usually I tell my clients, I say, I'm sorry I have to give you a politician's answer, but it's what works best for you. I really don't enjoy exercising fasted. I can do it sometimes. It depends. If it's really, really early in the morning, I feel sick. I've got to be up and moving around for an hour or two before I start exercising on an empty stomach. Otherwise, it doesn't go so well. And so if you don't like exercising fasted, don't exercise fasted, even though someone or some article or some study has said that it gives you a tiny percent more of a fat burn or a tiny percent improvement in this or that. If it doesn't work for you, don't force yourself to do it. If you are somebody that needs to eat before you exercise, eat. If you're someone that needs to not eat because then you'll feel sick, if like I have a couple of clients who, if they have breakfast before they see me, they will feel it come up if as soon as I get them lying on their back or as soon as they're on their hands and knees on the ground doing, bird dog or about to do push-ups or something, they feel it coming up. And we as humans just want that definitive answer so bad. We want the information, we want the confirmation. We want, yes, this is true 100%. But we can't get that because we're all so different. And that's why social media these days is so dangerous, because the videos that go viral are people who are speaking in absolutes. People who say, this one food will solve all of your problems, or this one food will create all of your problems. Don't eat this. Never eat this. Don't feed it to yourself. Don't feed it to your children. Don't feed it to your dog, your cat, your goldfish. And those videos go viral because there's something in our stupid little brains that wants that information, that looks for that information, but it's not helpful. And as a non binary person, I'm very good at nuance, I have realized, and I hate black and white thinking, and I hate just, the zeros and the ones. I like to read between the lines, and I like to figure out ways around things and through things and over and under things to find the details that matter. And I want to share those details with you. Whoever is watching this video right now, hopefully somebody, and maybe one day, months from now, a lot of people after another video that I make attracts a crowd. Um, so that is one of those things. When do I eat? How much of this should I eat and when? Other things that they ask me are, or if I do this, one exercise 3 times a day for a week, will that make a difference? Or they get onto these trends, or they watch a video, or they read a meme that says, if you do this, then this will happen. And then they ask me, okay, well, do you think it'll happen? And I think if anything is helping you move more and not hurt you, then yes, do the thing. Is it going to get you amazing results? I don't know. It depends on what that thing is. I think there's definitely science to how many sets and reps you should be doing. Yes. Shout out to all of my science fitness people on social media that help us understand the research and decode the research, like Jeffrey Nippard and Jeremy Etier and all these other people who look at the science. We have them, and they tell us what's true and what's not true, and I love that, and they experiment, and I am here to help, I guess, all of the little neurodivergent people or curious personalities, or people who are not so serious. A lot of these science guys are they train like bodybuilders, and a lot of my clients don't want to be bodybuilders. And that's another thing that annoys me, is that a lot of people get their information from people on social media who are bodybuilders, and uh, who are not as smart or as qualified to coach people as those science guys that I was just talking about, and who are just genetically gifted and or good at training themselves, but they don't know how to train general population. All they give out is bodybuilding advice. And that's just one way to exercise. And it really makes me upset when there's a really fit, strong, athletic person on the internet, and just because they don't have a six pack, someone says, oh, well, you can't be giving advice. That's so wrong. Because that person doesn't want a six pack. If they wanted it, they would have one. Trust me. I want a six pack, yes, but I love eating more than I want a visible six pack. And I've posted a video that went a little bit viral before, of me doing sit ups with a 45-pound weight plate up over my head and not having a six pack, because we know that when you have a six pack, you're slightly malnourished. More, and not as strong. The aesthetics don't necessarily match the overall health of the person, or that the abilities of the person. So be careful with who you're getting your advice from. Someone might look good, but they haven't got the proper qualifications or the experience to tell you viewers at home what you need, because maybe you just want to be able to run around with your grandkids. Maybe you want to be able to go and play catch with your children. Maybe you need to care for a disabled relative, or you work in aged care, or maybe you have a very physical job, or maybe you're recovering from an injury, or maybe it's your dream to do parkour, or whatever it is. Everyone has different goals and aspirations, and the aesthetics doesn't always come with it. And people need to realize that there are so many different ways to train yourself and to be good at what you do. And some people are good at a lot of things, yes, and they look good and they're talented and smart. But most of us don't look like Hollywood movie stars. So I'm putting my face out there, just like a lot of other people who have inspired me to put myself out there on the internet, who just want to talk about what they like talking about and are real people and are not robots and are not digitally altered. And yeah, this is my face. I find it really, really hard to sit down and start recording, because by the time I do my hair, or it's a day where I don't have a breakout, or I've shaved my face, or I put on a nice outfit, like the lighting is terrible, or I'm too exhausted to start. So I'm going to start just sitting down here and talking it to you and recording my videos and speaking to you, just putting in a little bit less effort, a little bit less polish in my appearance, or the background's appearance, or with crazy edits and things like that. I tend to watch YouTube videos sometimes by not watching them at all. I just listen to them. I put the video on and I go and cook or do my dishes, and I'm just listening to the person speak about what they know and what they want to talk to me about. So I will do some videos still with the more engaging edits that keep the viewers hooked on, who have attention spans like mine that are very short. But if you are a long form listener and you love just putting something on while you're getting ready to go for work, I'll still be pumping out some of these videos where I just sit still and speak to you, which is a challenge for me and for you, the viewer, to just listen to something instead of looking for the next dopamine hit. Hopefully I gave you a slight dopamine hit. Yeah, drop a comment if you like the form of my video. Drop a comment if you like the content of it, or if you have something to say about unmaxxing, because there's too much maximization, optimization going on right now in the world, and it's really crippling people, and it's stopping them from being able to do things, and it costs a lot of money, and we just need to chill out and be humans and do things. Just do it. Nike was right. A bit of a dodgy company, but I like the catchphrase. Just do it. And one of my catchphrases that I live by is adventure before dementia. So here I am, adventuring into the great beyond of the internet, and also getting outside and doing fun things. Okay, love you, bye. I guess that's my sign off.